Hey there, Football Manager fans. Welcome to your club review channel. Welcome to your Football Manager channel. I'm fmpepe, and today we're having a little look at Sheffield United, who play at Bramall Lane. Built in 1855. That is one old ass ground. Damn, that's old. Alan Nill is the assistant manager, and Jan van Winkel. What a dude, what a name. Jan van Winkel is your technical director. You got a 3-star reputation, and last season they came second in the Sky Bet Championship, promoted to the Premier League. Now at Shirecliffe training ground, there's excellent facilities, good youth facilities and adequate recruitment. As you can see here, they play a 5-2-1-2. You've got Sander Berg in there, Jack O'Connell, former Rochdale centre half, and yeah, they look like a good championship side. Dean Henderson is in goal. You're gonna have to. I think Henderson's a great signing, by the way, on loan. O'Connell and Egan. Oh, and also Chris Basham, former Rochdale centre-half as well. 2 former Rochdale centre-halves. There you go. If you sign Reece Bennett, you'll have a third. A third former Rochdale centre-half. But yeah, you're going to have to, I think, play this system because the players, they're not as good as some of the others in the Premier League. But we are going to have a little look. They make the most of their set pieces and play possession football. That's preferred. Desire to develop using the club's youth system your own players. But none of it is absolutely bang on required. What is required is you fight bravely against relegation, reach the 5th round of the FA Cup minimum, and stick within the wage budget. So I think the board are realistic that you may end up getting relegated. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at your starting 18. And John Fleck isn't in this because he's injured for 2 to 4 months to begin with. However, you would probably have him as your deep line playmaker in midfield in place of Johnny Lundstrom. So we got Dean Henderson in goal, John Egan, Jack O'Connell, Chris Basham across the back. You want to play Egan and Basham either side of O'Connell. Basically because both of them are, as you can see, no-nonsense centre-backs that want to be stoppers. And as a consequence of that, they will go and meet the players who are attacking. As you can see here, no-nonsense centre-back stopper. And no-nonsense centre-back stopper there as well. Whereas Jack O'Connell is a ball-playing defender, likes to defend, so you want him in the middle, because he'll be the ball player in the middle, bringing the ball out. Basham and Egan, they'll go meet the strikers. Now you've got George Baldock here on the right wing-back role, and Ender Stevens on the left wing-back role. Ender Stevens really an attacking full-back. And George Baldock also really an attacking right wing back. He's in the right role. He likes to defend rather than support. But you may want to go out and sign a new left wing back. With that said, you got Sander Berg and Ollie Norwood, both who want to be deep line playmakers who support. And Johnny Lundstrom, who want to be a box-to-box midfielder who supports. So you got 3 players there who are going to be breaking the neck to get up and support McGoldrick and Elise Musette up front. That, I think, you see no red zones here as well, no issues. Well, except for up here. Like, literally, there's no red bits whatsoever. It's completely, solid right across the board. Now you've got a young lad called Michael Verrips, 22-year-old Dutch goalkeeper on the bench. Kieran Freeman, a young right wing back who can support. So you got Freeman and Baldock There you got Jagielka to come in at centre half with all his experience. Mo Bezic to be a ball-winning midfielder if you need him to come into midfield. And then you've also got Luke Freeman if you need to bring on a winger, left winger. Billy Sharp, the Sheffield United legend that is Billy Sharp. And Oliver McBurney, big, strong Scottish centre forward, 6'2", 23-year-old. He's a good acquisition. So, looking at this, I wouldn't actually see too many weaknesses per se. But as we go and have a look at the squad, you got Jack Robinson who can play left back, and he's good, but he's more of a full back rather than a wing back. What we'll just do here. Yeah, Callum Robinson out on loan as well, by the way. You may want to bring him back. I do like Nathan Thomas. I've seen him play for Carlisle and Notts County. He's actually a really good left winger, but not good enough for this level, I don't think. But he does destroy teams. What we want to do is look at the players unavailable, and then the squad becomes very, very thin. You got Panagiatas Retsos, who is a Greek 20-year-old central defender. He's on loan from Bayer. He's probably going to want some game time, so you may even want to put him in there in place of Jagielka because he can cover quite a few positions across the back. Simon Moore is a third choice keeper, is not too bad. So where do you improve? Well, you don't need any central defenders. You don't need any right wing backs. You don't need any more central midfield players because other than having Mo Bezic, you've also got Jack Rodwell and Ben Osborne there as your fifth and sixth choice, if you like. I would probably sell Ricky Holmes as well. He's a good player. Championship side, I'll pick him up. He's 32 now though. Risharo Zivkovic, young striker, 22-year-old Dutch striker. He was a future top draw player at one point. Let's have a little look at him. And he went to China and took the money and fell off. There he was, young Ajax. There he is. He was at Groningen. He scored 10 goals in 29 games at Groningen. Ajax bought him for $1.5 million. He played 32 games for them, scored 19 goals. Went to, including young Ajax as well, their reserve. Went to Willem II on loan and back to Ajax Youth. And Utrecht, where he scored 8 goals in 31. And then they sold him to Ostend. Ostend, in 50 games, got 12 goals out of him. And then he moved to China for 2.6 million, where he scored 15 goals in 25 games. He was a good young talent. I remember him being like in previous football managers where he scouted players like an underrated young talent. But he's just not kicked on, not developed, but he's only 22. So he would definitely be an option. To maybe go on the bench, possibly in place of, dare I say, Billy Sharp. That would give you the option of having two wingers on the bench, maybe playing Sivkovic on the left, and McBurney and Freeman on the right, maybe. So if you wanted to go three up top, you could have Lys Mousset on the right, McBurney through the middle, Sivkovic on the left, and you go into a 4-3-3 or a 5-2-3. That could be an option for you. So let's have a little look at the scouting. You're not going to be able to get Tom Davis or Bike Osaka. Players. Right, I think what we're looking for here is a left wing back of some repute. We want them to be really, really good. Let's see. Oh, there's Diego Rico from Bournemouth. Our transfer budget's only 2.7 million. Okay, so we'll factor that in. You may have to look at some players that you either need to develop or that you can get on loan. Like there's Brad Smith there, left wing back, Bournemouth. Okay, let's have a look at loan signings, because I think loan signings is probably going to be the best option. So Greg Cunningham, I think would be a great loan signing for Sheffield United. Model citizen, so he's not going to cause a problem. I think he would do really well for you. Let's have a look at this lad. Elias Cabout, Silas Naka, Jordan Obita. I mean, Jordan Obita, by the way, 925 grand. He's not the best tackler, but would be a really good attacking left wing back. Lee Brown's injured. So it's looking like Greg Cunningham might be your option. He's not a bad option. So it doesn't look as though there are any top draw players knocking around. There's Joe Bunny, former Rochdale player. Quite a few former Rochdale players knocking around. Now, I think what you would do is you would go to Cardiff and you would just offer a loan. Make a loan offer. So you already got too many loans. Ooh, right. Anderson, Retsos, Besic, Sivkovic. Alright, they'd be breaking the rules. So I think you're going to have to try and raise 5 or 6 million quid by selling some of these players. And honestly, it's doable. If you get rid of Leon Clark, if you got quite a few players out on loan there as well. So if you can bring some of them back, let's see, can you terminate loan? No, he can't recall. Can't recall him either. Ooh, so yeah, it's definitely worth trying to sell a few players. Let's see who you've got in the reserve side. Position wise, well, actually age wise, Jake Eastwood's there, so you could probably sell him. 22-year-old, you're not going to use him. Keane Bryan, there you go. He's out on loan, you'd want him back. Reece Norrington Davis, fantastic player by the way. He'd be a very, very good left wing back in the future. Callum Gribbin, you'd want to promote him to the first team, particularly if you're going to sell Jack Rodwell or a few others. Let's see. Regan Slater would be a good centre mid. Tyler Smith, also at Rochdale. He's quick and would be a good player. Harry Boys. No, I think you're going to have to raise a bit of money and go start that left wing back role. Other than that, and asking the board for more money. They've only just updated it, so they're not going to do that. Let's see if we can get more wages out of them. Nope. So finances, 2.7 million. In the wage budget, you got 497,000. So you can get 3 million there, 3.15 million if you alter the budgets, but it does only give you like 25 grand to play with. So you're gonna have to sell some players, raise a bit of cash. Sheffield United's a funny one because they don't have a particular bad weakness or flaw, but they do need improving bit by bit, because I think Greg Cunningham would be a great left wing back there instead of Ender Stevens. I just don't think Ender Stevens is a good left wing back. He does want to be a full back. He's okay, but he's not great. Anyway, hope that helps, gives you a little insight into Sheffield United. Before I waffle on for too long, sorry about that. If you do like the video, drop a like. You know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.